Morning, how are you? Okay, so spelling with Jules number 12. Good to see you all. Hello, Dylan. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Ronan. Lovely to see you all. Hello, Ollie. We are going to have a quick check-in and then we're going to get on and do our spellings. If you haven't joined us before and you are joining, then welcome. You'll soon catch up. We always do the same thing. Every lesson we have a check-in and then we do retrieval, remembering our lesson from the day before and a few other bits and pieces, and then hello Dylan, and then we do a spelling test of 10 words, 5 that we learned the day before and 5 shuffled over the time. We're up to 50 of those words now, those red tricky words. Find a pen, Stephen. I'll give you time, okay? We'll do check-in while you go and find a pen. If not, you'll have to just draw on the table with your finger, okay, and remember. So let's have a quick check-in then. I'm feeling good this morning. It's a lovely sunny day again. I'm sort of getting used to this new normal for us all at the moment, although I'm very excited about going back to school someday. We just don't know when, but it will happen. So I do have sometimes feel a bit anxious about it all, but that's normal. How are you all feeling? Good, I hope. Have you done any exercise? Got any fresh air? I did PE with Joe this morning, and that was good. And I'll take the dog for a walk a bit later. Okay, so shall we start? Let's have a quick remember. Okay, and we have done that. We're doing all the letters that sort of go up and down and sometimes over, but rather than the letters before that we did, which were the C and cousins, were a bit more curly. These are sort of up and down. So this is the I and cousins. So we've got an I or an I, we've got an L or an U, we've got a T or a T, a J or a J, an U or an U, and now we're going to do and an H letter. Okay, and I've written this word here. Can you remember what it means? Ascender. It goes up, okay, because that means an H has this ascender, so it goes all the way to the top of the line. Okay, the other bit is the same size as the U there and the I. Can you see? And it also looks like an N, which is our letter tomorrow that we'll be doing. All right, so the N sound. So we've got I'm also going to be looking at the H with regards to putting it into these sounds here. Sh, ch, and pf. Okay, these are called consonant digraphs. You haven't got to remember that. But the consonants, because they're not vowels, are they? They're other letters. And they're digraphs because there's two sounds, two letters that make one sound. Okay, so let's have a remember of yesterday though. Here's your spelling test, 1 to 10. Number 1. I'm going to write the numbers down, but I'm not going to write the words because it's your test. Number 1 is over. I jumped over the fence. Over. Number 2, does. He does like to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Does. Number 3, of. I speak of you regularly. Of. I would like a packet of biscuits. Of. Remember, these are all quite tricky words, so they don't necessarily sound like the letters. So there are sort of red, tricky words, but they're all words that are very commonly used in our English language. Okay, number 4, any. I haven't got any biscuits in this room. That's not good, is it? Have you got any Easter eggs left, anybody? I've still got one. I'm staring at it going, no, I'll save it, I'll eat it later. Number 5, call. I will call you tomorrow. Call. Number 6, down. I go down the road. Down. Number 7. Remember, this is when we talked about having a mnemonic, because this word isn't spelt at all like it sounds, except for the beginning and the end word. There's a bit in the middle, but you can use a mnemonic like Sally and I dance. There's your tip. There's your little hint. Okay, said. I said that you could go downstairs. Said. Number 8. Here. Here we all are doing spelling with Jules. Here. Not the hearing here with the ear, the other one, direction here, or placement here. Number 9. Great. We're going to have a great day today. I'm feeling very positive. We're going to have a great lesson. Great. And number 10. Many. I have many friends. Many. I don't have many chocolate eggs left. Many. Okay, how do you think you did? Now, always remember, if you're doing a word and say you spell it wrong, don't just cross out the whole word. So if this was said that I've spelt wrong, I'll tick the letters that I get right, and then I can just work out which letter I didn't get right. Okay, so don't cross out the word if you haven't spelled it correctly. Tick for success. Okay, tick the letters that you get right. And then that will help you analyse more which letters you still need to work on, rather than thinking, oh, I've got it all wrong. You'll be surprised. Okay, so that's how you're going to mark your test. Let's go, shall we? Number 1 was over. So it's O, and then the sound, which is E and R. O-V-E-R. Over. Okay, tick the letters you got right. Does. D-O-E-S. Okay, comes from the word do, but we say does, and it's got an E-S on the end. Does. Okay, tick the letters that you get right. I always think, well, at least I know the first letter, like does. Number 3, of. So it's O, and then it's an F sound, even though it sounds like a V. So it's O, off. Of. But we say of, don't we? Okay, number 4, any. Have you got any letters correct? Yeah, so any. Now that's difficult, isn't it? Because that's an A or an A, and yet it sounds like an F for any. You might have got that N right, because that's you can hear N, and then E, we often use a Y for an E sound, but that's a really tricky word, which is why it's red. And it's why you've got to remember it. And you've got to memorize it. Okay, next one. Call. C-A-L-L. Okay, that's a little bit tricky, but it's got a K sound, and then it's got all. So now if you sounded that out, it would be cal, wouldn't it? But all. And then if you remember how to spell all, you can just put a K on the beginning. Number 6, down. Okay, this isn't too tricky. Once you know O and W, make an ow sound. Okay, so it's not too tricky, but it might be for a little bit. So it's d, ow, n. Down. I go down the hill. Okay, here's the one I gave you the hint for Sally and I dance. So Sally, s, and I dance. Okay, said. Okay, you could probably get the beginning letter and the end, but this middle bit here, that's where it's very tricky, because an AI makes an eh sound for said, but I don't think it does in any other word. I don't think. So said, S-A-I-D, Sally and I dance. It's a good way of remembering it, because you have to memorize these words. You can't really, what we call, encode them. Some bits of them you can, like this for said. Okay, next one, hear. Now, not as in I hear something with my ear. It's the hear as in a sort of direction. Here. Here is the dot. So it's here. Ha, ear. And that's tricky, isn't it? H-E-R-E. Yes, I'll tell you what I'll do, Stephen. I'll email your school address with with your teacher, okay? Here. So I will let you know my email address too. Number 9. Great. Okay, so we've got grr, grr, like that tiger, grr, grr, and then 8. And that's difficult because E-A-T is eat. So you wouldn't think really that sounds like great. That's why you have to remember it. Okay, we had a great day. There's another way of writing great, as in grating cheese with a cheese grater, and that's much easier because it's got our split digraph, hasn't it? So it's got gr, a, t. So that, but that's the great cheese. Okay, it's not the great as in I'm feeling great. All right, so this one is like a very positive, I feel positive, so I'll give it lots of pluses. Final one, many. Okay, we have many sweets. Or did you have many? I had many eggs. Many, many, many. Okay, so it's M-A-N-Y. Okay, remember that Y can sometimes be an E sound. You can hear that can't you? Men-E. So that's okay. And you know that so it's just that sound there. Again, it's often the A, isn't it? That is the tricky one. Many. Okay, how many letters did you get right? Did you tick the ones that you got right? That was your test for today. We'll do 5 more red words at the end of this lesson. But now we're going to go on to our sounds. Okay, that's an H. They sound very different, don't they? So you've got the letter H from the alphabet, and the sound it makes is a. Okay, and we often do this thing where we breathe onto our hand and we go, and you can feel your breath. Okay, for the hand. 10 out of 10. Well done, Stephen. Good job. Okay, so let's look at how we write H, and then we'll look at the sign for H. I really like the sign for H. Right, so this is our line, and I'm going to do print first and then joined up. Okay, so if we're printing, we start at the top and go down, just like we would with an L or an U, but then we have to go up and round. Okay, so down, up and round. And you've guessed it, if it's joined up, always start on the line. So you go up, down and around. So it goes up, down, and then up again and around. Okay, and when we do the N tomorrow, it's the same, but without the ascender, without this bit here that we call an ascender. So and an H has got an ascender. Now, if this were the top of the line, a capital H, and that's the middle of the line. I'll cross that out though. So you do a line and then a cross. And that's your capital H. So this is your lowercase, and that's your capital. Okay? Good stuff. Let's look now at doing some words. Oh, let me do the sign. I'm just going to quickly do the sign for her. Okay, and it's like this. So this is, if you're right-handed, you put your left hand here. If you're left-handed, you do it the other way. And then you get your right hand, and then you just swipe across. So it's H, H. So this is G, and that's H. Okay, so we've got so far that we've got A, B, C, D, E, and we haven't done a few of the others, but we've got G and we've got H. Okay, so we'll do some more of those. So that's the sign H for. Okay, so what begins with a H? Hat, ha, at, hat. Okay. Hot, 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 hot. There's some nice easy ones. Can you think of any others? Horse, ha, horse, horse, horse. Hand and hate. Good. So actually with hat, if I put an E on the end, the A becomes an A and it's hate. Isn't it? Very good. Good, Stephen. And hand. So h, a, n, d. A, n, d. Hand. So you can really hear, Ho, Ronan's gone mad. Hotel, well done, you're on fire. Hotel, and that's another split digraph. The O becomes an O, and then it's got an U and the T. Hotel. House. So house. House. Honey. Honey, honey. E. Honey. Very good. Okay, I like those. And horse. So they're all sounds. Okay, you got them all right, Ronan. Well done. Excellent. Now, let's have a look at some words with in the middle. Oh, handbag and health. Very good. Let's write those down. So we've got handbag. Handbag and health. That's a very inappropriate one at the moment, isn't it? Health. We're all healthy. Always staying inside to keep everybody healthy. Let's have a look now at a word with H in the middle and look, and I'm going to do a little bit on tenses while we're here. Okay. I always add in a little bit, don't I? So it's spelling with a bit of handwriting, a bit of sounds. We've looked at root words a bit, haven't we? And which we'll do a bit more, prefixes and suffixes. Let's have a look at this word here. So we've got behave. Okay, behave. So the still sounds like a H, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, hospital. Yeah, that goes with H as well, doesn't it? Well done, Ronan. Hospital. Now, with behave, if we were looking at the past tense, then he behaved. Okay. And suddenly you've got this. Do you remember we called that our suffix, our sort of ed on the end? Okay, so that's our suffix there. We did it with a tree, didn't we, before? Okay, so we've got that bit there as a suffix, behaved. Now we can all have, and that is still a verb, okay, because it's doing things, but we can have it as a noun. So we've still got the H in there, but we've got behaviour. So you can behave or you behaved if it's past tense, but the noun is behaviour, and it's still got the H there, the sound. Okay. Is there another one? There could be another one with a suffix, an ing suffix. So we've got behave, behaved, and then if it ends with an E, we replace it with an ing, and we have behaving. So he behaved yesterday, or she behaved yesterday. Her behaviour is good. behave. You can often use that as an exclamation, can't you? Say behave if you're mucking around, or you could ask it as a question, are you behaving? Or I could say she is behaving, he is behaving. Okay, so all the different ways of looking at that word behave with a ha in it. So I just wanted, so that's another suffix there. Okay, and suffixes are things that we put on the end of a root word. Okay, so our root word here is behave. And then we put a suffix on the end. Okay, right, last little bit, holder, very good. Oh, marnel. Now, marnel's an interesting one with an H, Ronan, because it's completely silent, isn't it? So you'd think you would say Marnhull. So if you didn't know that town in Dorset, you would say Marnhull, wouldn't you? But we say marnel, don't we? So it's actually a completely silent H. Okay, so H's can be silent, or they can add in to our consonant digraph, which I wanted to show you here. Okay, so can you think of any words that begin with a sh sound? Okay, so suddenly the H, if it's joined with an S, makes a sh sound. It's a completely new sound, isn't it? So we could have, oh, behind is another one with H in it. Yeah, Ronan. And church. So we could have here, now this one is a clever one you've done here, Ronan, because you've got ch, ch. So you've got ch twice. Here we could have sheep, sheep. Okay, and what about, so this is a sh sound, this is a ch sound. If you look at my mouth, sh and ch, almost looks the same, doesn't it? So it's the sound is slightly different. You've got a sh or a ch. Okay, so you could have church or children. Okay, children, or you could have sheep or ship. Okay, they sound really similar, those two, don't they? Shh. And you can also have an endings, can't you? Okay, so this one, an ending, brush. So brush, brush. Okay, share is another one, yeah. Share. Good, Ronan. Search. Now that's another one at the end, isn't it? Good, Stephen. So you've got search. Ch. The ch sounds. Now brush and search sound almost similar, don't they? It's just that slight different sound of the S. Okay. Very nice. Now what about this one? This is a really tricky one sometimes. So we've got, think of all those really common words we use. We've got that, there, them, the. Okay, but we've also got other words like thick, thin. Okay, so you can also at, air, them, the, ick, it. Okay. So, shut, not been men. Shut, shut. Could be another one here. Shut. Okay, it's time to do a sentence. Now you can mix up all your different words to make a sentence. So you could either just use the ha for hat, or you could do sh, or you could try and do a sentence with all four in. Okay, I'm going to try one. with all four. So I'm going to rub this out. And I'm going to do a sentence. So if you do 1, 2. So I'm going to do the. I'm going to start with the capital because it's the beginning of a sentence. The children. Okay, so we've got a and a ch. The children hated okay, so I've done that one, and that one. So what could I do here? The children hated. Okay, Stephen's got she is thin at the church. Very good. Thanks and thin. Thing. Yeah, they're also good. Okay, so I'm going to have a word here. Shy is a nice word. Well done, Ronan. Shy. So sh, and it's got a Y for I. So the children hated. I'm thinking of something with sh in it. Brushing. I remember hating this when I was very little. My brother and I were both at primary school. And when the photographer used to come, I remember my brother once insisting he would brush my hair. And I can remember crying and the teacher coming over and telling my brother off for brushing my hair. But it was pretty naughty. I always had really messy hair. So the children hated brushing. Oh, look, we've got another. Their hair. Look at that. So I've got two h's. I've got a ch and a sh in there and a th in there. I'm quite impressed with my own sentence there. Can't quite see that ing, can you, for brushing? Okay, so that was a good. And also, I've got two suffixes. I've got an ing and an ed. Okay, I think even n might be a suffix because child is the root word. So brush is the root word here, and we end up ing. Hate is the root word here, and we add ed. And child is the root word, and we add dre. I don't know why we do an r there. I suppose children. Got a kind of random r that we have to put in there. Don't know why. Okay. Excellent. Right. We've got to introduce teacher. Teacher is has got a ch in it, hasn't it? So I know what you were going to say, Ronan. Then the children hated their teacher. I hope you don't hate me. Okay, so let's introduce our 5 new red words. Okay, our difficult ones. Okay, these are ones that you need to be a bit of a detective around. See the letters that you do know and the sounds that work, and then look at the letters that don't make a lot of sense and memorize those bits. Homework is another one. Good. And your homework is to memorize these for the test tomorrow. Excellent. Okay, number 1 is talk. Okay, we are talking now, aren't we? If we add a suffix on the end, an ing, talking. So the root word is talk, and it's t, and then it's got this orc. That's a completely silent. So t, or k. An al making an or sound is a weird one, isn't it? So that al is the tricky bit. Okay, talk, but you do know the beginning sound and the end sound. Talk. Okay, number 2, sum. Now this isn't sum as in the maths. The maths sum is sum. That's easy. This is a trickier one. Okay, so some people find this tricky. Some. So number 2, s, r, Okay, now if we were doing our split digraph, we'd say that was sown, wouldn't we? That's why it's tricky. So it's some. Okay, so that bit's tricky, isn't it? There, some, S-O-M-E, some. Okay, another one beginning with S and an M in it, slightly different though. Small. Okay, so number 3. Now this one isn't too tricky. But it isn't quite right. So and then all. Okay. Or I suppose you could have all. Smell, we'd almost say, wouldn't we? But if you think of that word as an all and put a sm at the front, that might be an easier way of doing it. Small. Number 4. Where. Okay. So that's almost, that says ear, doesn't it? So it should be weir. That's why it's hard. And it also sounds like that other where with the WH. So this one, that's got an H in it. Okay, so they sound the same, but they mean different things and they're spelt differently. Okay, this one is wearing clothes. Yeah, that's right, Stephen. So I wear my underwear. Okay. W-E-A-R, wear. Okay, not where are you going, where. Okay, the last one, number 5, walk. Again, wa. So you do wa. And then it's got this funny awk sound. Okay, so that's tricky, isn't it? Because it's got this silent L, and then even the A is an or, is that walk. Okay, walk. So that's why that's tricky. Just got to remember that one. I'm walking down the street. And again, with both of those, well, in fact, all 3 of these, you could do talking as a suffix. You could do wearing as a suffix, and you could do walking as a suffix. Okay, a suffix for small could be smaller, and then this some can have thing on the end, or one, someone or something. So that fits with that, doesn't it? So these are all root words: talk, some, small, wear, walk, and then you can add suffixes on the end to make it a different word. There we go, we're done today. So H. Good to see you, and I will see you tomorrow where we'll do the letter N. So we're going to take that ascender off and make it an N, the letter N. Okay, see you tomorrow. Stephen, I will email you. Bye.